Just as like a precursor, don't mind any jingling you hear in the background. My cats are, all three of them are in my room because, bless you, they feel the need to be all the time on top of me. Anyways, hi. I'm transgender, specifically female to male. For that reason, this is a subject that's close to home for me. Venture is a future Overwatch hero set to release during Season 10 of Overwatch 2, predicted to be in spring of 2024. We've been given a preview of their abilities, which can be seen here.
Here we go, this is the loading screen. We always do those kind of like silly little portraits. One of our artists, Taki, does those before they're ready. Burrowing underground is kind of amazing, so they can like burst up out of the ground, do additional damage, has vertical mobility to it. They move around the map really well. This weapon is amazing. It shoots a projectile out a set distance and it explodes right there. It's really nice to be able to hit people even around corners with that thing when they duck out of the way. The dig also, it like the most important part of this is it makes you invulnerable, you know? So it's like you can't be hit when you're underground. It's a great way to escape. It's also a great way to get in close to players. You pop up like that, and then you have a dash as well. And so the dash, you can do it in the air. You can dash underground if you want to when you're moving. It's all around just like a really fun kit to use. We have this idea or this goal that we try to do with heroes on Overwatch, and I think we're able to hit it on DPS heroes a little bit more than some of the other ones. But as much as we can, we just want it to be fun to hit the buttons. You know, like move around a space and just kind of have like some joy there. And Venture, I think, is one of those heroes where they just are fun to hit the buttons with.
I'm not going to be discussing the hero's abilities, what they'll do to the game balance, or anything like that. I'm going to be speaking on something a little bit deeper that may piss people off, but unfortunately, I don't care. One could argue that Blizzard hasn't done a lot right lately, but one thing that has made many people happy is having characters that are minorities without it being overused to seem like tokens. Sure, they may be searching for diversity points, but let's just hope they're not. I mean, did you know Symmetra is autistic? Did you know that Farah is a lesbian and Baptiste is bisexual, confirmed in a comic entitled As You Are? Baptiste reached one arm behind his head, rubbing at an old sore spot. You know, you seem close. I thought you two might be together? Her laughter caught him by surprise. It was clear and confident and made him feel a little more at ease. Maybe the same was true for her too. Her entire body language seemed to change, and the seatbelt strained against her as she doubled over. She had a nice smile. When she pushed her hair away from her face, her eyes were lit up. Oh, sorry, that was a good one, Farah said. She unbuckled her seatbelt and let it slip behind her shoulder. No, definitely not. Cole and I have known each other for a long time. He's like a brother to me. And besides, I'm a lesbian. Oh, no, you seem wonderful. Baptiste trailed off, not sure how to proceed. Oh, you were asking about Cole? Baptiste met her gaze. There was a moment of recognition, and he chuckled. Well, I must admit, he has a certain charm. I like a person who's sure of themselves. And of course, more widely known, Soldier and Tracer are gay and lesbian respectively, with Soldier having a boyfriend and Tracer having a wife, who is named Emily. So clearly, diversity isn't new to the Overwatch team. Venture is non-binary, which means that they are not a boy or a girl. Specifics are unknown, and I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really matter. They use they, them, not she, her, or he, him. I'll be discussing anti-transgender rhetoric about them that I've seen with my own two eyes, and yes, I dove into TikTok to find these screenshots, painting myself the entire time. So if this isn't your cup of tea, please click off this video, and if that extends to disgust, then please remove yourself from my channel. Here's what I'll be discussing today. The use of they-them pronouns, why it's deeper than pixels on a screen, how it's beneficial to include diversity, and why am I even making this video. They, them is a singular and plural pronoun. They, them can be used to refer to a group of people or one person who you are unsure the gender of, or whose gender is not specified. They, them pronouns are not a new thing and are believed to have been in use as early as the 14th century. A common use of these pronouns to refer to the unknown gender of an individual was in poems, some that were even written by William Shakespeare, and were included in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, a late 17th century novel. It's not some new internet thing that's only appeared within the last few years. For a brief breakdown of the usage, I'll be replacing he, him, and she, her in sentences with they, them. My friend Ryan is really great. He plays sports. My friend Ryan is really great. She plays sports. My friend Ryan is really great. They play sports. Did you ask her if this book is hers? Did you ask him if this book is his? Did you ask them if this book is theirs? I hope that helps because I know they, them pronouns aren't the most commonly used pronouns out there, obviously, and I know it can be difficult to grasp, like, the grammatical usage of them, if that makes any sense. I'm going off script here, to be honest. But, I do genuinely think that it does take practice sometimes, and I hope anybody watching this is willing to practice. Next, I'll humor the words I've heard countless times. It's pixels on a screen. Yes, this character is fictional. They are code in a video game. They are not real. But non-binary people and transgender people are real. They are real people that exist in real life. When you say awful things about this character based on the fact they're non-binary, what do you think someone with that gender identity would be feeling? They wouldn't be feeling great, I'll tell you that. Just because you're aiming it at Venture, even if you don't mean it about real-life people, there's absolutely no way to know that. And plenty of people don't give a shit whether they're referring to real or fictional. This brings me to my next point. Why is diversity important? These people exist in real life. Why do we need to ruin video games with them? Think about it this way. Let's say you really like a book. Pick any book. If you don't like books, suck it up and pretend you do for this scenario. Have you ever stumbled across anyone who also really likes that book? Don't you get excited because, yes, you're not alone. Someone else knows that this book exists. You have someone to talk about it with. Someone who knows what it's like. That, but with your gender identity, your skin color, your neurodivergency, and so on. I hope that makes sense. Seeing something you can relate to in a video game, something that makes you feel so alone and ostracized sometimes, seeing a part of who you are represented by a character that's part of a franchise you like? Lucio really likes music. Wouldn't it make someone who really likes music happy to see a part of themselves in him? Diva, who likes video games? The list goes on. I couldn't tell you. I know that bigots will be bigots, and that anyone predisposed to be awful towards minorities won't have their mind changed by a stupid little video because their sense of humor is comprised of making fun of people of color and the LGBT community, and they have the same amount of empathy that can fit in a tortilla chip. People who are apathetic and think that it's not an issue, that I'm getting mad over nothing, that it isn't that deep, they'll stay apathetic because they have no idea how difficult it is to exist in a minority as a minority in today's world, and I'm not fixing that because I've had so many fucking mess ups up to this point. Anyways, my hope is that maybe someone will see this and understand just a little bit more. Maybe they'll decide not to make that homophobic comment. Maybe even understand that misgendering this video game character does hurt real people, and at least try to use they them, or not say anything at all. Every time I see anything about Venture, the comments are riddled with people misgendering them, saying how fun it'll be to misgender them, or crying about how Blizzard is making an effort to be diverse. Roughly 12% of the character roster is queer in some way, and it's estimated that around 6.8% of the population of the world identifies as queer, which is around 400 million people. So when you think about it, it isn't crazy that some happen to be LGBT or minorities in other way. Anyways, peace. One could argue that Blizzard hasn't done a lot right lately, but one thing that has made many people happy is having characters that are minorities without being... Fuck! Venture is non-binary, which means that they are not a boy or a girl. Specifics are unknown, and I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't matter. If they use... Fuck! Venture is non-binary, which means that they are not a boy or a girl. Specifics are unknown, and I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't matter. Why did that sound so weird? Why did I say it like that? A basic rundown of the topics I'll be getting into is the history and use of they-them pronouns, why it's deeper than pixels on a screen. Fuck! Starting off, talking a little bit about the usage of they-them pronouns. They-them is a singular and plural pronoun. They-them can be used to refer to a group of people or one person who are you... Fuck! I knew I was gonna fucking struggle with that! Have you ever stumbled across anyone who does... Fuck! I couldn't tell you. I know that bigots will be I couldn't tell you. I know that bigots will be bigots, and that... Why is this line so hard?